Hey everybody, this is Matt with Pocket Pennant Run, and I'm very excited to share with you our newest product and our very first set of printed roster cards. This is the all-time MLB teams roster card set. It is 30 cards, one for every team currently in Major League Baseball. As you can see, they are colored based on the team color, and we have every current team in Major League Baseball. Now, the first thing to talk about with this is there are teams that have not always existed in their current iteration. They were a different team in the past. So, for example, if we look at Washington or even Baltimore, Baltimore Orioles used to be the St. Louis Browns. So there are going to be some St. Louis Browns players on here. Washington used to be Montreal, so there are going to be some Montreal Expo players on here. What we've done is we've taken the best seasons by players, because as you know, in Pocket Pennant Run, players are rated based on season, not on their career. So these are the best seasons. And we chose to use the statistic WAR, or wins above replacement, to determine who had the best seasons. Because as you know, if you put together a list of all-time great players, there's always going to be debates on who belongs on the list. As a Cardinals fan, people are constantly debating who's the better third baseman, Scott Rowland or Ken Boyer, things like that. So there's always going to be debate. We decided to go the unbiased and analytical route and just base it on wins above replacement. So if you have an issue with who ended up on your team, it is what it is. I don't know every team in Major League Baseball to know who are the best players, so I went with the numbers to determine that. So let's take a look at some of these cards. I'm going to take a look at the Cardinals, and I'm going to tell you how we chose the players that we chose. So the first thing to look at is we've got a new design here, which hopefully you guys really like. I really am enjoying sort of the new look of the roster cards here. We've got we've got starters at every position, and what we did is we decided to include players from 1920 all the way up to 2021, just to kind of narrow the focus. And we got into issues when we went further back that there were multiple versions of teams and stuff like that. So to keep it simple, we started at 1920 and went all the way up to 2021, and again chose the players based on the highest WAR, wins above replacement rating, for each one of those players in that position. So you're going to see the name of the player and then the year that they got that high wins above replacement average. So for starting position players, in order to qualify to be on this list, they had to have played at least 2/3 of the season at the position they're listed at and have enough at-bats to qualify for the batting title. So if they had enough at-bats to qualify for the batting title, they could make this list. For bench position players, we basically just took the next highest wins above replacement ratings for catcher, infielders, and outfielders. So that's how we came up with this list. So if you're a Cardinals fan, you're looking at this list going, okay, this looks pretty much like the best players on the Cardinals. But then you might see a name like Brian Jordan and go, that's interesting. I don't know if Brian Jordan really belongs in the all-time great list of Cardinals. But if you look back, his 1998 season was actually a very, very good season, maybe one of the better seasons all time for a Cardinals player. So that's how he made this list. If we flip it over, we've got starters and relievers. In order to qualify as a starter, the player had to start at least 60% of their games that year, and they had to have enough innings to qualify for the ERA title. And as far as relievers go, in order to qualify, the player had to have pitched in relief at least 80% of the games they pitched that year and appear in at least 40 games. So those are the qualifications for how guys get chosen. We use those same qualifications for every team, and that's how we ended up with the list that we have. Now, for teams that are a little bit newer, like, for example, maybe Miami Marlins, the history of the team only goes back to, 1993 or 2? I can't remember what year the Florida Marlins started, but if you take a look at that, you're going to see that most of these players are more recent players, the oldest being Gary Sheffield from 96. So depending on how old your team is, there may not be as deep a pool of players to reference there. So again, we're super excited about this. We think you guys are really going to love being able to play as your favorite players and having all of those on these really, really high quality poker-sized cards, just like you get with the original game. These are going to be available in about a month. This was sort of my test pack to see make sure they turned out okay, and they look really great. So we're going to order about 100 sets of these, and we imagine they're going to go pretty quick. And we don't have a price point yet, but we're guessing probably somewhere between $10 and $12 for the whole set, and then with shipping. So pretty reasonable price to get all of these cards. We'll also have the PDF version that will sell, I think, for $5, something like that. So you can just get the PDFs and print them out on your own. So again, very excited to release these. We will let you know when these guys are available in the store. If you have any questions, please let us know. We're very excited to share this new product with you.